It's Saturday, February 28th, 2026, and over the next 2 days, the United States could experience an additional 2 snowstorms that will impact much of the region, also bringing a severe weather threat as we move on into March. While some people may enjoy snowstorms as they lead to school and work shutdowns, this situation may not be as fun as it seems. Ice accumulation will be a significant concern along with the snow. As we enter the first week of March, the severe weather season will begin to intensify, with forecasts indicating strong activity throughout the month. Residents in the highlighted area should be aware of the potential for isolated tornadoes, damaging winds, large hail, and significant flooding. Additionally, there will be a total lunar eclipse on March 3rd, causing the moon to turn blood red for 53 minutes. So be sure to look up at the sky on March 3rd. So in today's forecast, I will break down the 4 key events that you need to know for the upcoming week. And to start off this video, I sort of wanted to go ahead and take a look at our future radar here. This is our precipitation type provided by the GFS model on Pivotal Weather. And this is what our future radar could look like over the next few days. We've got this sort of snowstorm that could bring a little bit of some light freezing rain, as well as some sleet that's going to be moving over parts of Ohio into parts of New York and Pennsylvania as we move on later on into the night, probably around midnight tonight in Central Standard Time, as we move on into Sunday morning. Then as we move on later on into Sunday, we could see a few scattered snowstorms, potentially bring some heavy snow to areas just sort of in between the border of Kansas and Nebraska, as well as some snow that could be moving into Missouri, with some rain on the southern half of it and the warmer half, where the precipitation cannot freeze into sort of snow. And I will say the system, I'm going to admit it, has started to die down since the last time we talked about this. This will not be as much of a ice-driven storm. It won't be as much as a sort of freezing rain, sleet storm as we move throughout tomorrow into Monday. There will still be a decent amount of freezing rain on the system in areas like Virginia and West Virginia, moving up through the northeast, but as it's moving across these areas, it will not be as significant as we looked at in the last video. There will be some rain on the backside of the system, as well as some snow up on the more northern side of the system and sort of just in front. So some people will be receiving some snow as we move through March 4th time frames up in the northeast, as well as some decent snow over there up in the northwestern areas, as well as into the Pacific Northwest. There will be a decent amount of snowfall still falling. No really ice will be coming with that, but now I'm going to go and take a look at our ice totals. And we obviously don't have very much freezing rain as of now, but this will not be the same as we move on into March. We will begin to see a little bit of freezing rain in parts of Ohio as we move to about 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this will only continue to intensify as we move out throughout Sunday into Monday across the United States. We could see a little bit of more freezing rain in the Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska areas. And this is sort of just starting to build up across the sort of eastern United States, I guess you could say, bringing a decent amount of total freezing rain. And it sort of, like I said, just continues to intensify and build up as we move out through Tuesday, March 3rd. And this will be our sort of main threat in the Northeast, as this will be a obviously big concern, as obviously freezing rain can weigh down power lines, cause tons of power outages and everything like that. So that is one of our main concerns here, as we will be causing, or as this system will be causing some power outages as we move throughout the first sort of week of March. But yeah, it'll sort of just continue to build up all across the northeastern United States as we move throughout Thursday, March 5th, even into times like March 7th to March 8th. In that sort of time frame, everything's just going to continue to build up. So there will be a pretty significant amount of freezing rain involved in the system, causing lots of power outages out throughout the Northeast. Now I want to go ahead and take a look at our total snowfall rates here, as this is sort of how we can see all the snowfall that will be occurring as we head throughout this month that we have been talking about, sort of this first week of the month. So starting off with sort of today, moving on into tomorrow, about 6-ish a.m. on Sunday. So what things will be looking like, some snow begins to build up across the country. And then here's where we will sort of start to see all that. This will be some fast snowfall, though, in the Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri area. This will not be a short amount of time for a lot of snow to build up. I'm going to say about 3 hours before you get about 6 inches of snow. So there will be probably about 2 inches of snow an hour. Sort of like right here on the border of all 3 states, including parts of Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska. And then there will be just some like light snow flurries scattered all across Virginia, up in the Northeast. So there will be a bunch of snow just scattered, as well as some snow buildup in areas like Colorado, Nevada, Utah, all these sort of areas, including parts of Wyoming, and even into parts of Idaho and Montana. Pacific Northwest will be receiving lots of snow, like that is a common thing up there, so nothing too worried about to look at up there. But there will be some snow buildup in the Northeast throughout the next few, like 5 to 6 days. And then as we head on to about the 7 to 8 day time frame, there will be some more snow begin to build up just off of the coast of, or not coast, just off of the sort of into Canada, off of North Dakota, into Minnesota, and all those sort of areas. So there will be a pretty significant amount of snow buildup over the next week or so. Now I want to go ahead and take a look at our future radar once again, but this is sort of a different type of future radar. This is our composite reflectivity, so this is what you would actually see on the radar. The last sort of radar model that we looked at was actually the composite reflectivity. It was actually the precipitation type. Sorry about that. Now we're taking a look at the composite reflectivity. This will sort of just show our rain and like our rain intensities and our severe weather intensities. So as we move throughout the day tomorrow, which is March 1st, as we move through March 2nd as well. Nothing too crazy. A little bit of some heavy rain along the south side of the snowstorm in Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, even into parts of Alabama, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and all those sort of states. There will be some significant rainfall, but nothing too crazy to cause like any flash flooding or anything. Our only concerns about that would probably be in central to southern parts of Missouri as we move throughout March 2nd night, like the nighttime areas of March 2nd, as well as some rain showers scattered across the United States as we move on to Tuesday, March 3rd. So there will be a significant amount of rainfall on the bottom side of this winter storm as we move through March 3rd. Guys, keep in mind, March 3rd, there will be a total lunar eclipse causing a blood red moon, but we will get more onto that in the end of the video. But however, everything will continue to stay pretty rainy. The United States will stay pretty wet throughout the much few days through the next week, obviously, like I've been talking about. March 9th is when our severe weather threat will really begin to pick up, as well as even into parts of Wednesday and Thursday. As the Storm Prediction Center has issued a day 5 now, I believe it's day 5 now. It was a day 6 yesterday, showing their strong confidence in a significant weather event, ranging from Texas and Oklahoma, even into parts of Arkansas, which we'll take another look at in just a minute, like I said. But there will still be the threat of some scattered thunderstorms, as well as some pretty significant rainfall throughout the next few days as we head on into the early March week. Into the second week of March, there will still be a pretty significant severe weather threat. Even as we move through March 7th and March 8th, even into parts of March 9th as well, I believe there will still be a threat of some heavy rain as we move through the March 9th time frame, but everything else pretty much will be severe weather through March, sort of the March 4th time frame through March sort of 8th is our main concern of severe weather. So there will be like a 4-day severe weather, like intensity, I guess you could say. We will do live coverage whenever it is needed, like if there's a tornado on the ground or a tornado warning that I think is significant enough that I need to go live for. So if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and drop a like down below on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on the post notifications bell so that we are updated whenever we post a new video, go live, or even like a short form video, and we provide accurate weather information whenever you need to be updated on something, whether that be through live briefings, long form videos like this one that you are watching right now, or short form videos like it's sort of like the Instagram Reel, YouTube Short type videos. Now here's our severe weather outlook for Wednesday, March 4th. There is a 15 to 29% chance out of 30 or more severe weather chances, sort of within 25 miles of any given point in this yellow highlighted area. There will be a threat of severe weather in much of these areas. Like I said, it could happen within a 25 miles radius of anywhere outside of this sort of yellow highlight, but this is our main highlight for the severe weather on Wednesday, March 4th. Now, today we do have a marginal risk in place for parts of southern Florida, including parts of Miami as well, could be included in this marginal risk and could bring some light to moderate thunderstorms as well as some pretty significant wind and a threat for some hail. However, this will not produce any really tornadoes today. Also, keep in mind there is a chance of some fires along this sort of elevated risk, 1 out of 3 fire conditions, including parts of Wyoming, Colorado, and even into parts of Nebraska. Now I want to go and take a look more at our total lunar eclipse, which will occur on March 3rd, causing the moon to turn blood red for approximately 53 minutes across the United States. Here's a little bit of our timing here. Okay, so for the Eastern time zone, if you are in Maine all the way down to Florida, so from Maine to Michigan to parts of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, all those sort of states, you'll be able to see this from about 6:04 to 7:02 a.m. if you are in the Eastern time zone. Now, if you are in the Central time zone, you will be seeing this from about 5:04 to 6:02 a.m. Central Standard Time. Central Standard Time. And then if you are in Mountain Time, from parts of Montana down to New Mexico, Arizona, you'll be seeing this around 4:05 to 5:02 a.m. And then this will occur about 3:04 to 4:02 p.m. on Pacific time. So if you are in this time zone, if you're in anywhere on the map in this time zone, or if you know what time zone you go by, this is what time you'll be seeing this occur. I might do a live stream on trying to spot it here in the Central time zone. But yeah, this is what the moon will look like up here. I know you can't see the full image, but this is what the moon will look like as we move on into March 3rd. However, that was all we had to talk about today. I hope everybody enjoyed this video, got some information out of this, and I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.